Hello, everybody. In today's segment, I'd like to talk about marketing your business. Now, marketing your business is one of the three fundamental things that I talk about that every business must have. So there's public speaking, there's finances, and there's project management. So uh, public speaking, which more broadly is marketing your business, I'd like to talk about. So really, to succeed in business, you need to attract people. It's like, when you date, you need to be attractive, you need to look nice, you need to, make sure everything looks great on you, right? Much the same way, you need to have a marketing strategy. Now, I know for most people, they think to themselves, hey, I don't like marketing. I just like doing what I like doing. And that's okay. There's a ton of marketing companies out there that will help you out. So what we use, things like, Google advertising, Yahoo Small Business. There's a ton of them out there. Just small business marketing, just Google it and you'll find something. But really, as a business owner, you want to know the basics. So search engine optimization. So, as a business owner, we all need to be online in one shape or another. And don't just have a website, because that's not enough. Because, even the most basic advertising online is something, and it's better than nothing. And, things like social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, etc. Just put your information out there. Now, a lot of people they need that online advertising. So, you may need more than just the simple, here's what it is, here's what I sell kind of thing. And you may need to get like really intensive. And if that's the case, I would definitely, when things get above and beyond basic, hire somebody. Don't just do it yourself. That's the smartest thing to do. And pay somebody. Hey, look, because any successful business, you will never get rich by yourself. I guarantee it. You need a good group of people around you. And, there's a ton of websites you can go to read reviews if you don't know what's what or what's where and what's good and what's bad. That's also good as well. And then just, do something engaging. Don't just, here it is, here's what I sell. How can you touch a nerve on your customer? What issues are you going to solve? And you won't always do it, but there's going to be times where they may have a pain of whatever, and you're going to solve it for them. And then also just always be continually networking is a good piece of advice. And I know for most businesses that you get to a point where you get enough clients or whatever it is, and you stop. Well, don't stop. Keep going. And because albeit at that time you have enough clients, but who's to say one of your clients will leave or attrition or whatever. And if that's the case, always have people coming in the door. Always have people waiting in line, so to speak, and things like that. Now, there's the expression ABC, always be closing. And, you really always need to be marketing your business like crazy. Now, it doesn't mean always like going to networking events, always putting out press releases or whatever it is you do, but always have a function of marketing, advertising, public speaking, etc. Just a way to communicate. And not necessarily being salesy. So sometimes it's just saying, hey, here's it is, here's what we do, you need our services. Okay, no thanks, and you move on, right? Sometimes people just honestly don't need your services. I've met people that are way too salesy and way too annoying. And you get to the point where they're actually selling you out of their product. So just kind of be normal, and you can kind of feel when someone's being oversold or they're getting annoyed or whatever. And then also, I'd say as far as selling, nobody likes to be sold, but everyone likes to buy. So know your audience. Obviously, know the product you sell. It's got to solve some problem, right? Not everyone likes benefits of XYZ product. They like the benefits of having an easier life. They like the benefits of not having to work as hard, et cetera, et cetera. So if you can solve the problems as opposed to the benefits, or let's just say the functions or of the product, you may be in a lot better situation. And then, of course, really along with that same value, say, hey, look, this problem solves. You need to clearly articulate the problem that you're solving, right? And to do that, sometimes, it's good to have professionalness as far as, maybe professional cards or business cards or professional website, things like that, just to really say, hey, these guys are serious, and to make the process easy as far as doing so. And as far as along the same vein of a website is create a compelling offer, develop high value content, promotions, get things that say, hey, we're bringing in, for example, a sale that ends on this day, or if you buy now, you can save 10%, or, I may not be around in a week because I know we're getting busy, things like that, to really kind of draw them in and say, hey, we need to close this thing now. And I'd say along with those couple different strategies, you need to develop a multifaceted strategy. Everyone likes to go online, and I get it. It's where but not everyone is a internet-based business. You may do haircuts, or you may sell furniture, or you may sell bookkeeping, and if that's the case, well, not everyone's online all the time. So you need to develop an internet strategy. You need to go to networking events. You need to maybe have a banner in front of your business, just multifaceted, where it's just more of a passive thing and not like you're actively having to hit the street and talk to people and develop, because that does get tired. And, I certainly would recommend it, but passive marketing is sometimes the way to go. And I'd say lastly, encourage people to stay engaged. And what I mean by that is that if they have a good experience, just, say, hey, could you leave a review on Google, help me out? And, or like sometimes I've seen businesses that say, hey, refer someone to me and I'll give you a 5 or 10% discount the next time. Get people to get involved and not just, here's your product and here's what it is. 'Cause I'm sure, you have a great product, but we all have a great product. But the problem is communicating that product to people. So you need to sometimes do that. So just got to remember that the next time if you do marketing, just where to go. But anyways, just a little bit about us. Myself and my partner, we have a bookkeeping business, over 15 years of experience right there. metrobookkeeping.com, www.metroacc.com. We, of course, like I said, we've been in business for 15 years now, so we're fairly well experienced as far as with anything and everything, small to medium-sized businesses. But, if you like us, you love us, you want some more of us, check us out and like and subscribe.